on their bicycles. Cheap people's manacles in a lost realm. When it comes to Morris MCs, I'm not the hell. Invasion. Invasion. Watch for democracies, hypocrisy, philosophies, sharing shop factories, pseudo-thought mockeries and poppy fields, blocking swinging shots without Moroccan shields. In the street, the mind full of verses, spokes, and stopping wheels, popping fields empty, buried in the battlefield. Working on the streets is walking in some cattle fields. King out for bruising, love a mental cruising, sleepwalking and talking, cell phones are soothing. Minds disappearing, genetic memory erasing. Don't even have a job, but they get you for tax evasion. Hot like a frying pan, crying fam, lying men. Use gadgets, firemen, no loyalty, just buying friends. No credit, debt slaves, walking over paved graves. Enslaved, enraged, marriage to death, prearranged. Mike Sufism, bomb tracks bikini. Stupid niggas call my first bucket hat when they see me, but won't ask a thing or drink the water that I bring. But when the Pope comes, they kissing on his ring. They rather drink a rapper's flow from the black fountain. Pipe Piper got the dead lined up in the thousands. Confusion with illusions, infusion with sorcery. Won't give up my birthright no matter what they offer me. No deal. Push the red button, I'm going home. Close my eyes, be SNL and Vendome. The fire that we burn roll, make their walls shake. Islamism grand chic, not spelled like cake. Open minds, not sky on when you enter my zone. I wouldn't call it murder when I snap the neck of my clone. Trying to escape with the Morris Temple Charter. See the face the Prada, no making me a martyr. Third eye and larger, aura is my armor. When I plant a seed in man's soil, where I'm from her. Use the alma rap sorta like an almanac. Keep listening, sleepless, hip-hop, insomniac. Morris MC, call me that acquiesce, don't call back, just fall back. Any rapper after 95, all whack. Their flow just trickles like drops on icicles. Rappers need training wheels on their rhymesicles. Cheap people's mind pickles in a lost realm. When it comes to Morris MCs, I'm at the helm. Invasion. Trying to escape with the Morris Temple Charter. Receive the space the slaughter. You're making me a martyr. Third eye and larger. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Invasion. Trying to escape with the Morris Temple Charter. Receive the space the slaughter. You're making me a martyr. Third eye and larger. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Aura is my armor. Invasion.
Right now, everybody trying to rap the same style. With the I don't know who created it, if it was Future or Migos, but all them niggas sound the same.
I'm thinking this shit out of these niggas gon' bite on my swag as a virus. Such a perception, Medusa head on me like I'm a Illuminati. What's up to honest and shoot us and move it? You been in the game like a year, some training, you feeling yourself, so I'm killing these niggas like I don't know what I would do without a crew look like we robbed a bank, but all we make is deposits. Your profit will profit, oh God. My eyes is so bright, I take cover for shade. Don't have my money, take methods instead.
I said, nigga had me in the studio one night trying to do that shit. I'm like, man, cut this shit off. What the fuck am I in here doing, nigga? I don't rap like that.
He said, what the fuck you got me doing?
This shit, it's addictive. This shit'll get you.
Yeah. Falling. Mike Kill, what up? We're gonna raise you up though. We're gonna raise him up. Yo. You might mumble while rehearsing or under your breath cursing. I mumble when I see pants sagging with a person. You call it a bag for your iPad. I mumble some more. Humble smashing your drawers off concrete jungle floors. Y'all mumble with no teeth after we swing these rap bats. Might kill and morning star operation kill mumble rap. Red rum for the wax lack. Spitting mumble rap crap. Old school carry dad lock scalps and knapsacks. Mumblers murmur like mama's parade in blackface. Zombies high up codeine in a packed place. All mumbling in circles running. Tail chasing wannabe masons. All they do is confusing the generations. It's walking like Jason when we chase them. Through their dreams on Elm Street. Pop the hatch and deep space them. Morning star, the soul of hell's heat. Got their boys chasing. Kill yourself ritual with the guns you waving. Y'all ain't scar facing G-Rap. You sons are flaming. After Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, no angel saving, just fallen angels. Mumble rappers, undertaking. Mumble rappers, we just undertaking.
I'm backing like a nagger. You're about to get smoked out like fiends boiling booger to get coke out. Nagger, I don't wanna hear you talk. My lyrics are right on cue like Plutarch. You say black lives matter, meanwhile black music takes black lives faster than a white cop with a black gun getting hammered shooting niggers. And nobody figures why you deliberately make music that turns you to niggers and then turn right around and ask you spectrum honkies with triggers because you're naggers. I don't think you got this, man. If you're black, where is black? Is stand on the map. Parlay on that, replace your culture with the color from a crayon pack. Stay on that. White people are right, black lives don't matter, and Jesus is white. Cause white people made them up, so the thesis is right. Don't blame Donald Trump, he is damn prop. Hand in ass, controlling him, lamb chops, gas in hand. Muslim standoff, play along. Take the Yoda back, Jews in football, scream, get the quarterback. Eminem wanna be fully, but he not a quarter black. He just rap evil prayers till you're taking long naps like black people's hair. You just sing a lame nagger song and wear your pants so low you turn the gay niggers on. Wake up. This is to the government. Yukon, the territories, natives have none of it. Oh, fuck that shit, slavery hurts. Juju is a nigger cause slavery works. Young Ma is a nigger cause slavery's hers. Young Thug is a nigger, yup, slavery's first. Can't understand your slavery words. You can whip me in my ass, a mess. Slavery words. I put the bull inside my mouth, a mess. Slavery first. I be the whore inside the house, a mess. Slavery flares. I pray to Jesus on my knees, a mess. Look at all the niggers slavery birthed. If I was an American nigger, I'd know I was cursed. I do not know where to begin. Niggers are always the worst. Jesus is the devil in the Catholic Church. By the Son, God's chosen people don't get burnt. We get learned. God's chosen people don't get turned. We get learned. God's over evil don't get turned. We get learned. That slave talk is a myth. Smart people talking say the whole word like this. Acting like a nagger, you're about to get smoked out like fiends boiling booger to get coke out. I don't wanna hear you talk.
Justice out of love, our truth is a lie. Mumble boys die choking on their Thanksgiving goose. Y'all kill Sean P and Guru like Kanai and Fubu. Woke up out the dream like who you? Good thing I do voodoo. Toward the frauds of hip hop, turning locks and dying in purple. Congested of lean with your tight pants, team of Urkels. No herbals, your sentence hot box with GMO herbals. Lashes from a switch you never heard of. For whack verses. And your belly top outfits and gaylord dress codes. Make me squeeze your neck till your head and eyes explode. 9/11 mumble Negroes got them running like Snowden. After towers fell, the dust is saw fallen angels flowing. No lean with bunning, y'all niggas tripping. Voice of Westbrook, left hook, leave your nose like Pippin. Beads in your hair soon will be bubbles and ribbons. Poison mumbling rappers like Bell DeVoe and Bivin. Rep for Garvey, Andrew without the way.
Say, little one, you got a lot of talent, kid. You got a lot of talent. Now, I hope you have a good year. I hope somewhere you can find some heart and find some passion for the game and have a good year. I really wish you the best. Oh, I'm 40. Thank God I'm happy to see 40. Bum, I never been that. You know that. I'm from the old school, bro. I'm cut under the old law.
Backing like a nagger, you're about to get smoked out. Backing like a nagger, you're about to get smoked out. Like fiends boiling booger to get coked out.
The basic problem is that we are living in a virtual reality. We're living in a totally controlled environment, an environment that has been created by mass media. Now, many people, especially young people, accept unquestioningly the reality that is presented by the media. Popular culture, movies, television, music carry messages about how society works and how people should behave. And so entertainment is not value free. It has ideological content. It presents a worldview that influences the people who watch the programming. There is a reason why television networks and the music industry, the various companies, they have programming departments. The programming that we are constantly assaulted by throughout our life conditions us. It programs us to a particular worldview. Now, we may consider it normal because we were born into the system of lies and deception. In fact, deception has become part of the social framework of society. And because we were born into the situation and our parents were born into it and have suffered from it, we don't know any better. And so we don't necessarily see things as they are. We see things as we are. Now, there are two primary means by which people are manipulated and controlled. One is very simple, very basic, and that is simply the control of information and the control of, if we don't have all of the facts on any particular topic, then our judgment is going to be no better than the quality of our information.
Islam. Peace and love. Islam more. Islam. So we probably got about maybe 20 something days to do the last bit of lives, because with this, they have this new YouTube thing now where they don't use Google Hangouts anymore. So you need to, one of these selected programs that is compatible with YouTube, you know what I mean? You download that, you do your trial. So if you've seen in the last month or so, you've seen people, trying out their new digs. Well, word is that it's a 30-day trial because you got to put up 250, 300 or something like that to get the actual pro version of the program in order for you to whatever. So FOH, there might not be any more lives unless they figure something out or whatever. They had a survey earlier, so shut down everything in the survey because everything's BS. Stick to the old school. Leave the stuff how it is. Stop playing around with people, trying to make people be how you want people to be. And no, I don't want no intro stuff and all that stuff unless it's my music. I don't want swirling, more Science Temple logos and stuff like that in order to put this word out. We don't need the hoopla. We'll go right back to camera and people just sit their ass and wait till it gets uploaded like we used to do back in the day. So, get as much as you can right now. Unless something changes, there ain't gonna be no more lives going on. Because even if I had the 300, these people not getting 300 for no damn program for some stuff that they were doing for free just a little while ago. Now you want fiat. And then I know that every year a program is going to be updated, so your shit's going to be BS or whatever, and you're going to have to get the new one and update and all that stuff. So just so Moors know, there might not be any more lives in about 20 days or something like that, unless things change with this thing, or unless somebody donates the supercomputer where you could do all this BS on it. But trust me, I won't be killing myself. Islam to all the Moors, and I want to say shout out to all the Leos out there. who's doing their thing, keep roaring. Keep roaring, especially if you're Moors. All the Leos that know that they're Moors, you just keep roaring. Keep roaring. And of course, Islam to all the gates. Islam to all the signs. What you saying, more?
Yeah, Islam to all the signs. The Aries too.
Islam.
Big shout out to all the Aries.
Islam. So we'll start with our friends. Our friends. Our 3 friends, 4 friends, 5.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And again, we want to say welcome to all the Moors out there, wherever you're at. Give thanks for tuning into Canaan Land Moors YouTube live pop-up sessions. Don't forget Moor Science Temple of America, Temple number 5, Canaan Land. First Moor Science Temple of America in Canaan Land. Make sure you check us out. 2530 Eglinton Avenue West, Sundays 1 p.m. And don't forget Thursdays 7 p.m. we have our hugs program for all the men who need hugs. You come down to the Moor Science Temple of America and get healed. So, this was just a test. Yeah, very major. Islam to Brother Yassoon and the Noir father and son tag team, and all the other Moors who've been repping for the Hugs program. Feel free to spread the word if you know any youth that are, under whatever they're under and they need some men in their life. They can come to the Hugs program, 7 p.m. Thursdays at the Moor Science Temple of America. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Moor Science Temple of America, 2530 Eglinton Avenue West. Phone number 647-748-6664. So we'll just start this up right now.
Hey, America, aka Babylon the Great, represents the shadow of Egypt. Alright? That's why when you look on your dollar bill, it has the ancient Egyptian pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. Okay? Because Egypt is synonymous with bondage or captivity. And that's
all right, Moore. I know you want to start already.
Yo, I'm confused. Because he said America, aka Babylon, and that's why
America.
The pyramid is on the. Is that why the pyramid is on the back of the $1 bill? Is that what he's trying to say?
That's what he's trying to say.
That's what he's trying to say. Right? I've heard him, but we know that the pyramid. That's our symbol.
Islam.
That's our stuff. Islam. That's not because this is Babylon and that's the Great Seal. That's the Great Seal, the pyramid. What's going on? That's fraud.
Oh yeah. Just to back up a little bit. Let's just get our metaphysical Bible dictionary, since these people like to use Bible words, so we could really understand what they're trying to say, what they're trying to do. Now, we know that America is a continent. Two continents, an isthmus, and it's continent. All right. Babylon. Greek. Oh, so America obviously can't be Babylon because this is not Greece over here. Over here is not Greece. This is Morocco.
Eurocentric thinking.
So and remember, this is the thought processing across the board with them. Mm-hmm. Except the ones who know that they're Moors and see Moors and say Shalom and we say Islam, and then everything's all love because they got their fez, we got our fez, they got their turban, we got our turban, they got their 6-point star, we got our 5-point star. We both got Moroccan flag because we're Moors. This is not some opinion. This is the facts. So again, Babylon. And remember, this is the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. For the dummies who don't study and think that there's only one kind of dictionary. No, there's many kinds of dictionaries. And if you're not game on any, you probably want to get game on some as soon as possible, because you've been playing yourself listening to your so-called black leaders doing 3-hour, 4-hour lectures and never showed you a book, just PowerPoint. Babylon, from Babel, gate of Bel. Bel was the supreme deity in the Babylonian pantheon, capital of the Babylonian Empire, and founded by the followers of Nimrod. That's Babylon, Greek definition. Gate of Bel. Now remember, Babylon comes from Bab-El. Ba-Bel. Gate of Bel. Bel was the supreme deity. B-E-L was the supreme deity of the Babylonians. Okay, well, just like everybody else who has E-L in their title, name, appellation, whatever, or we're going to hyphen it because we know that L is Moorish title of nobility. What's a Babylonian named B-L? The supreme deity of Babylon. B-L. In that instance, yeah, America's Babylon. Because keep in mind that it's a concept, not a being. It's a thought processing, not a being. So America being Babylon is because America, the continent, which are the people who are here, have taken on this mindset of Babylonians. They don't have their own mindset. Some people have European, some people have African, whatever. Some people have, Babylonian mindset. Some people have ancient Kemet mindset. Some people have Hebrew mindset. Some people have none at all. They're just floating around. That mindset has got itself intermixed with the mindset of the Aboriginal Indigenous Americans. Only because that mindset is here now is why you can make a statement like America is Babylon. But it has to be broken down just like how we're going to break it down so people could get the real perspective of how America is Babylon. America is America. Babylon's Babylon. So America can't be Babylon and Babylon can't be America because these are two different jurisdictions on two different parts of the world.
Right.
Just like Yusuf is Yusuf and Kudro's Kudro. I can't be Yusuf. Yusuf can't be Kudro. It ain't happening. I don't care how hard you try, how much gods you pray to, how much incense you light, it's not working. So that's the only way. But these people are never going to break this down to you because their job is to keep you in the Babylonian mind state. And in the metaphysical definition, will tell you what the Babylonian mind state is. But you had something to interject, Brother Yusuf?
No, you basically cleared it up because I was going to ask, what's their concept of using Babylon? Are they using it how you were saying with the destruction?
Yeah.
Like we've taken on that mindset, or are they saying it as this is the land?
Yeah, they're saying that this is the land where the destruction is going down in. Look around you. We're living in Babylon. No, we're living in Morocco.
Right.
They know Babylon over here. If you're speaking from a place of destruction, That's not over here. This is the land of milk and honey. How could this be Babylon and the land of milk and honey at the same time? Right? But this is what online scholarship has created. Now people are so confused, they're signing power of attorneys to people to let them handle their affairs for them because they're too incompetent to handle it themselves.
Yep.
That's Babylon. People call themselves Negro, black, colored, that's Babylon. Not the land, not the place where we're at, that we're standing and we think that this is Babylon, we got to get out of here, and then you leave here to really go to Babylon, thinking that you escaped something. Play to yourself again, because now you're going over there, then you're going to be talking all the same BS that you were talking over there, and get nothing over there, but now you're trapped over there. They're not letting you leave. Because all their people are coming over here, so they need people over there. They have a choice. And then don't forget China, they're busting at the seams, so they're trying to filter people out somewhere. They're not sending them all the way over here only. They're sending them down to Africa too. Babylon, metaphysical definition: confusion or mixture, outer confusion, sense confusion, mental confusion, a chaotic condition. There are times when we find ourselves in the confusion of the sense consciousness, and its thoughts are so strong that they seem to have us in complete subjugation. Who's the subjugated people on the planet right now? Oh, the Negroes, the blacks, coloreds, and all those people. How come? Because they have Babylon minds. Forget the land. Forget serpents with 2 heads and stuff like that, 7 heads walking down, and fire everywhere and people burning. No, Babylon is what you see right now. People have their head in a phone, walk into a pole. People on their phone don't see the manhole open, fall in a manhole. That's Babylon. Don't worry about fire-breathing dragons and all that stuff. There ain't no Babylon.
Islam, Grand Chief. Let me add on to that real quick.
Islam, go ahead.
Just to add on, because what you were just saying, the Negro colored blacks are the so-called people, under all of this Babylon stuff that they're saying. In the book, The Secret History of the World, as laid down by the Secret Societies by Mark Booth, on page 244, he says, in the episode known as the Temptation of St. Anthony, he himself entered the sphere of the moon, otherwise known as Kamalako, or purgatory, and was granted a vision, and he was granted a vision of the devil, a tall black man with his head in the clouds. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Even the devil's a dumbass.
Look at that. The devil was a tall black man with his head in the clouds. I looked up. I said, okay, now somebody tell me what head in the cloud means. Like, I want to see it. I want to read it. I looked it up. Someone who has no idea what's going on around have no idea what's going on.
That's Babylon.
I said, yep, that's the devil. That's the devil right there. Like, yep, head in the clouds, a tall black man. I said, yo, look at that.
Right, and even though a myth, he dabbles on his knee, youth and age. Because he's a myth. That's why the devil's a myth. Because his head's in the clouds. Devil. His head's in the clouds.
Yep.
Right, look at all these devils right here. Heads in the clouds, telling you America is Babylon.
Clouds.
Telling you America is Babylon. Head in the clouds. Trying to convince you that America is Babylon.
As soon as you said that, I said, oh, I just read about that. And then, boom. It's right, it's crazy how it works, man. It's just crazy. This book right here, it's like, because he's going to keep going on. I know you're going to play it more.
Yeah, about
I
to
just
press
got
play
a lot
right
of
now.
stuff to say about what's going on in this video.
Yeah. I'll play right now.
The foundation of America. Okay, so our people they trust this place, man. The women of our nation or the whores of our nation, they go trying to get food stamps, government assistance, government cheese, subsidized.
Oh yeah. Before we even go ahead, don't forget that the Great Seal doesn't represent some Babylon either. Remember that the Great Seal, like they said, represents Egypt. Egypt doesn't have nothing to do with bondage.
Nope.
Egypt has nothing to do with bondage. That's our ancient foremothers and forefathers who the Moors took the knowledge from that civilized the world. What you mean bondage? Bond what? They wouldn't give it up to Moors if they were about bondage. Because remember, people enslaved themselves by putting themselves in a dead status. And then they're complaining what somebody did to them. No, your status is dead. So that's what happens to people who have dead statuses. It's not the guy who's coming now to say, make you or whatever. He's only saying that because he knows you're a dumbass. Your head's in the clouds. You're a devil.
Yeah.
Knows this.
Yep.
So don't get caught up with this thing about Great Seal is, and back of the dollar bill and Illuminati and all this stuff. No, the Illuminati is the eagle. That's Illuminati. The Illuminati is not the Great Seal. The Great Seal is the dark Negroes, blacks, coloreds who want to be Hebrews and all these other things instead of being Moors.
Mm-hmm. And know the science. Know the truth. They know it.
Right? Because as above, so below. The pyramid seal is really the Star of David. FOH. How you not repping your stuff, Hebrew Israelite guys?
Yeah.
We know metaphysics. So if we have a triangle and then metaphysics is as above, so below, then that means a triangle facing up and a triangle facing down. That's the Star of David, right? That's Hebrew. That's Hebraic, right? That's Kabbalah and occult and all that stuff, right? That's Yahweh and Moses and all of that stuff, isn't it?
No, you went past King James. Once you go past King James, they can't accept all of that. You're dealing with sacred geometry when you start breaking down the as above, so below. They don't deal with that. They deal with King James. That's why it's a problem. You know, they're not dealing with what you're breaking down, Grand Sheik. They stop right at King James.
They stop at King James.
They never go get a metaphysical dictionary ever. They stick right at King James. Don't go break off from that. None. Keep on with the blindfolders.
They stay
at that angle.
Yep, they stay exoteric. Well, we're esoteric. We don't play that blind head in the clouds BS. Right? It's clear skies when these giants are around. There ain't no clouds for anybody's head to be in. Because the wars are about clearing up confusion. Again, getting you out of the Babylon mind, which again is confusion of the outer self, sense confusion, mental confusion. How are you confused with your senses? How are you seeing stuff and thinking you're smelling them? The head's in the clouds. That's how. How do you have mental confusion that you can't realize ego telling you do something or act a certain way to shut that down? And you go with it. How you have mental confusion? Oh, you're not studying. Think that this is about push some stuff in the back of your neck and upload to you and then you know jiu-jitsu. No, sorry. This is you get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Is that more?
Because I want to go in on the total opposite of that, right? Same thing, but I just want to show how what studying, all right, same book, The Secret History of the World by Mark Booth, on page 245. It says, the great Sufi writer Ibn Arabi said that a Sufi master is someone who unveils one to oneself. Practices under instruction from a Sufi master might involve breathing exercises and music used to attain an altered state. Sufism taught the sometimes painful process of waking up, of becoming aware of ourselves, and of the cosmic mystical current that runs through us. And
hold on. So this one right here, is for Richard Johnson. I told you, no apologies needed over here, because this is your birthright. There's not some stuff we're putting you on, and then, you came in our chat, we talked crazy to you, you thought that we were whatever, but what happened? You went and studied, right? Oh, and when you went and studied, and you realized that, oh shit, Mars actually right? Make you come back and apologize, right? Make you come back and apologize. You see, that was Mars. That wasn't Mars. That was the info. That was the truth that did that. So you don't apologize to us. Apologize to yourself. Apologize to your higher self for allowing the ego to step in and make you think you know something when it comes to Mars. You know some stuff now. Now you're going to really see what's good. Why? Because just like we're saying, ain't no apology needed to anybody in here. The fact of the matter is that you got hit with the truth. So read that thing again, Brother Yusuf.
Yeah, and real quick,
Congratulations.
for overpowering the ego,
Overpower that ego. The live and real time. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Overpowering the ego. Overpower the ego.
Because that's what he did. And that takes a lot. A lot of them won't even go into that. That's the problem.
Yeah. Right? And they think that this is just some whatever. Oh yeah, come on, I'm just gonna apologize and then that'll be it or whatever. Oh no, it just started. It just started. It just started. Because we thought that they gave us something. And then the ego is why we think being black is right, and being African, and being indigenous, and being all these whatever. Right? The ego is why. Because trust me, our soul knows that we're Moors too. When you start reading this information and you actually stop and think about what you're intaking, you have no choice but to accept it. Any fight, like you see these people talk about their Hebrews and America as Babylon or whatever. Do you know how hard they're fighting their higher self? Yo, their ego has them fighting themselves. They think they're fighting against Moors or whatever. You're not fighting against Moors, you're fighting against yourself. So these people are Moors. They're dark-skinned people. Any dark-skinned person, especially an African Negro, is a Moor. I don't care what his religion is. But this is about self-realization when you say that you're a Moor. But sorry, Moor, read that thing again. Just long to that one. That one was
You just said, like you said, about self-realization, right? That whole thing is bugging me out. It says a lot of Sufi practice involves breaking down this false self, the false will. It says the question of what constitutes oneself is also a big issue in Sufism. What we genuinely imagine to be our own self, it teaches, is really an entity that operates independently of us, made up for the most part of fears, false attachments, dislikes, prejudices, envy, pride, habits, preoccupations, and compulsions. It says, God is nearer to man than his jugular vein, according to the verse from the Quran, 50:16. Yet, for the most part, distracted by our false selves, we cannot awake to this. Practices under instructions from a Sufi master might involve breathing exercises and music used to attain an altered state. Sufism taught the sometimes painful process of waking up, of becoming aware of ourselves and of the cosmic mystical current that runs through us and becoming more fully alive. But that just goes in everything you were just saying. Overpowering the ego, you know, considering ourselves, like focusing on ourselves, you know, studying, you know, because the Sufi, that's all Sufism. Sufism practice. That's all ancient Moorish practice. And that's what they don't want to get in tune to. When they, cause that's the other thing. The way they explain it, like, we deal with this is life, this science, this life. This ain't go face the east and pray 5 times. No. This is the painful process of waking up to who you are in this cosmic process and how we're all considered one. And like the brother did, overpowering the ego and seeing that all that dogma stuff that they're teaching and repetitively is some BS. You gotta know, like, once you see that, once you go into the truth, the whole truth is more science. Grand Sheik put up a video from A.A. Rashid from back in the day, and he was going in about all of this stuff that they categorized in new mystical form is more science. All this Celtic, whatever it is, you know, numerology, esoteric, all of that, that's all more science. But they broke it down into words now to make it seem like it wasn't the Moors who just taught that as a science. Now we're dealing with, and that's why they have to stick to their King James version. Because once you go to the cosmic presence, you're dealing with more science. So they have to stick, and that's a Eurocentric thinking too. Like, modern Europeans made that up. That Jerusalem crap. Like, modern Europeans had to have that in their history. They made that up for them. That has nothing to do with them. And then any of that story that is going on, if you get when rocks cry out, I was gonna ask Grand Sheik earlier. I forgot to ask you to get the book.
Yeah.
He talks about it. That's not Jerusalem. That's Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem. Interesting. Interesting that's Jerusalem, not Jerusalem. So then they can't say Hebrew either then.
No, there's no such thing as Hebrew. They need to stop saying that.
Oh.
No such thing as an Israelite. That's Sarah.
Remember, all this is ego. All this is ego that we're against. We're not against. We're trying to make these people realize that they're Moors, but their ego wants to be all this other stuff. Think how crazy that is. Their ego wants them to be other things. Right? Because remember, 98% of Moors are coming from some other school of thought into this. They weren't born Moors. Unless they were, you know, young and got this info. Because their parents were really on it. For real. Not the faker ones. People who are bae today and they don't know why they're bae. But they're bae though. But they don't know nothing about their birthrights. That's just, they're day, but they don't know anything. Not
There's
those
a lot
ones.
of that.
Yeah, not those ones. Right? The ones who were in some school of thought prior to proclaiming and declaring their nationality as Moorish Americans. And they already been to these places. So you can't, you're not going to tell the Moor that we're wrong. we were in your school of thought. What the hell are you talking about? As we say, we know. Just go look it up. Canaan Land Moors, Hebrews, Moors, and all that stuff, and all the videos will come up with the Hebrews who are Moors that we know. I don't know what anybody else is talking about. Any Hebrews I know, Hebrew, Jew, whatever you want to call them, they're either Ethiopian or they're Moors. That's the only, those are the only real Israelites. Those are the only ones. The chosen people and all that stuff still goes back to its Moors.
Housing, all right. If they got a problem with their man probably in the right. That's right. They got a problem with their husband or their man. They call the police on him, get him locked up, take away rights from his kids. Jammed up in the system. Jammed up in the system.
Take rights from what baby goats have rights out here. You find me a baby goat with rights that apply to living beings, and I'll give you some finance. You find me one baby goat out here. Remember, these are the people who know themselves, they're conscious or whatever, but they're talking about people have kids. Head in the clouds.
Yep.
2019, still calling children kids? You nuts?
Yep.
And then defending it. What do you mean? I mean a young person. A kid's a baby goat. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, we're just gonna call. Oh, so we're just gonna say pups. We're just gonna call children pups, and all these stores are gonna say pups department and all that stuff, and nobody's gonna be any type of way wanting to fix that. You're just gonna go with that. Well, I mean, you might, because you call sisters chicks, and chicks are baby stuff and all that stuff. So I guess you just might get called pups, and it'll be cool. Anybody demonstrating to some baby goats about teaching them ABCs and 1, 2, 3 and all that? Either they're subjugating you, and or you're a dumbass. Because you'd be a fool to sit there and take that. People calling you kids. Oh, well, they're our brothers, so it's okay. They can. What the hell are you talking about? Do you know that's denationalization? It's international war crime. And then you go with it. Oh, well, then the guilt's off them now. They can do whatever they want because now you adopted it. When you have a birthright and you know that those are heirs. You know those are heirs. Those are descendants. All right, kids.
And then when he can't provide a sufficient amount of funding for his children, you say he ain't shit nigga.
But he ain't shit if he's not taking care of his responsibilities in the first place. The hell are you talking about? What you mean? Well, why is she taking him to the... How come he went in her? You already know what's gonna happen. If you had the class where they had, everybody was playing with the condoms with the fake dicks and the stuff like that already. So you already know how the stuff works. Stop playing. You already know how it works. What you mean? How come they didn't do natal charts or whatever before they decided to go lay down with each other? How about we not having those discussions there? Just bypass all that stuff. Yeah, bypass all that stuff. Start talking about somebody calling highwayman on somebody. The hell what? What are you talking about effects and not talking about the cause?
Right.
Trying to play me like I'm a dumbass. I'm not a dumbass. I'm a moron. We have the light. That's why we wear fezzes. Because we're the light bearers. Playing around.
right? But what about the goddamn black women that can't pay for their children, man? That's right. They got, like you said, they got.
What you mean? She's a black woman. Why would she be able to handle her affairs? What the hell you guys talking about? I mean, it's cool. Oh, it's cool. Well, she's a black woman, so she's allowed to be, however, not handle her affairs. Oh, no. No, there's no such thing as black women. What the hell you talking about? I thought they come from one of these 12 tribes that you guys have your little list of whatever. Why are you not calling them that? Why are you calling them black sometime? Oh, the denationalization again. Because trust me, these people know that the Moors were Israelites. Oh, if you know that the Moors were Israelites, then you know that they're Moors then. If we know that Moors were Israelites, then why are you talking about black people? How's that even come into the conversation if we're talking about Moors and Israelites? But again, that's how we do. People got their little clickbait stuff they're gonna use, get people to watch. And no evolution's happening. People are stuck on stupid.
Got all this assistance to take care of all the things they can, but let you miss a payment on your children. You going to jail. Right. You finished, man. Yeah, you gonna go to jail, man. All right. Go ahead. That's a real thing, man. Better stop playing, man, before you wreck your car, man.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay, how you feel about the Moors?
The Moors were nothing but Israelites that converted to Islam during the things about the 1800s.
There's a lot more.
That's loud, man. See,
That's your cute.
play him again.
Let me play him again for you. Make sure I get the mother in there with her excellent question.
Better stop playing, man, before you wreck your car, man.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay, how you feel about the Moors?
The Moors were nothing but Israelites that converted to Islam during the things about the 1800s. All right, so that's how the Moors.
There's a lot more.
Well, now, we all know she just dropped the elephant in the room off.
Just dropped it off.
She just dropped it off. She just dropped the elephant off in the room. She was like, yeah, I hear all that, whatever. What about the Moors?
What about the Moors? What do you feel about that? Here's the elephant. Hold this elephant.
Because that was only a Moors.
It's love to the mother. It's love to the mother. It's love to the mother with her turban and all that.
Yep. You know she was a Moor. And she knew her birthright. And she's sitting there breaking it down just like the Grand Sheik. Like, no. If they had nationality, natal chart, knew who they were, none of that would be happening. None of that would be happening.
None of
so
that.
What about the Moors? Because that's what the Moors teach. That's what Moors, we teach that.
Right? And then what his thing is what? What? Moors are what? Moors are Israelites who converted to
Israelites
Islam.
that converted it to Islam or became Muslim.
Remember, all they use is Bible as a reference. But we'll go outside of the Bible for you, right? We'll go to We Are All Moors, ending centuries of crusades against Muslims and other by Anur Majid. Right? Chapter 3. Peter the Venerable. A Jew is not a Jew. A Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam. Hold on a second. And that's 1094 to 1156. So we know, okay, well, he couldn't have said this probably when he was a child. So we'll say, from 1156 to at least, 1160 30s or something, he probably said this. Oh,
Right.
a Jew is not a Jew until he converts to Islam is directly the opposite of what the guys on the street corner are saying, using King James Bible as a reference.
Yep.
Now we have a scholar here, you know, Anwar Majid. Go look him up. There's the spelling right there. Anwar Majid. Go look him up. He has a book called We Are All Moors. Now we are all Israelites. We are all Moors. But in there he talks about the Israelites being Muslims. And they actually convert into Judaism.
Yep.
Because, you know, people aren't religions. Jew means Judaism. So you can't be a Jew because that's your faith. That's not your bloodline. You're Jew. No, that doesn't work. Just like Muslim's not a bloodline. That doesn't work either.
Right.
And color can't be a bloodline. A shade can't be a bloodline. Continent can't be a bloodline.
Right. And that's exactly what he threw. He tried to make it seem like she was asking a religious question. She didn't ask you no religious question.
Right.
A so-called religious question, and that's their angle. He's not dealing with bloodline. Period. First thing he said was converted. Like you're dealing with religion, dogma. That's what you're dealing with. You're not even talking about bloodline. You're talking about converting, and that Eurocentric thinking. That shit. As soon as he said converted, I'm like, yeah, you're not even answering. That's colored. You just put Moors in a category that has nothing to do with nothing. We talking about consanguinity, bloodline, nationality. First thing they do, and then didn't King James Bible come out in like the 1500s? Like Peter the Verbal wrote that almost 500 years before. That
500 years before some King James whatever.
Before that, even before all of that, was none of that. No. None of that. Nope. You can't say that. And like you just used the reference, the Noor Majid. He said what he said with nothing to qualify for what he's saying. No, nothing.
Nothing.
No
He's just
reference
talking.
point, nothing.
Oh yeah, and speak about
Just
the
talking.
signs. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewind it, but speak about the signs of the liar too. Because he did some. he did some of them.
I told you, you see him, he started scratching. I'm not even watching the video. I can't even see it, but I remember.
Things about the 1800s. All right. Wreck your car, man.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay, how you feel about the Moors?
The Moors were nothing but Israelites.
Right? The face scratch. The third one, the face scratch.
Yo, okay, listen. Wait, real quick, please. Yo, you see that? My Moabite used to tell me that. When I ask you a question, when you repeat the question back to me, I know you about to lie. She used to tell me that. She tell me that. When I be like, oh, what about the Moors? Oh, the Moors? Oh, you about to lie. You about to lie because you needed time to think of your lie. Like you needed a second. Oh, the Moors, where I'm gonna go? Like my Moabite used to be on me, and she was telling the truth. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm trying to think of a lie. Back then, that was the first thing. Like I got to think of a way to get out of this. You know what I mean? So, and the first thing he said was conversion. He didn't want to go deal with that bloodline. He did not want to go deal with that bloodline. I seen that. I was like, see, first thing I already know he lying. You're lying. My Moabite taught me that. My Moabite taught me that.
Lying.
I know when you're lying.
I know when you're lying.
You repeat the question back to me because you need time to think of your lie. I'd be like, wow.
Got him!
Converted to Islam during the things about the 1800s. All right, so that's how the Moors are. The Moors are nothing. 600. Yeah, 600. 80. That's who the Moors are. The Moors are just Israelite men that follow the Islamic doctrine, so to speak. And, mainly in parts of Africa and different parts of Eastern world, Eastern Hemisphere. Yeah.
Eurocentric thinking.
Say it again more. Go ahead.
That whole thing he said was Eurocentric thinking.
Like when you say
All
it's
of that.
Eurocentric, when you say okay, I'm gonna run it again for a bit and then qualify the Eurocentricity of the Babylonian Hebrew thought right now.
Doctrine, so to speak. And, mainly in parts of Africa. That's who the Moors are. The Moors are just Israelite men that follow the Islamic doctrine, so to speak. And, mainly in parts of Africa and different.
Islam or
Okay. When I say that this is all Eurocentric thinking, like that's their history of modern Europeans told their history like that after the 1500s. Like that's how it was told. They told when they speak, Islamic doctrine, according to Jerry Broughton, and in the dictionary, Muslim, Islam are modern words. Jerry Broughton says they just used before then. They just used the term more. Like it wasn't no Islam or Muhammad. You just used the word more. Muhammad. It was more. Those are modern words. They would just use the word more. So when that's Eurocentric thinking. Europeans say Islamic doctrine or like I just read the whole thing. They're not gonna mention Sufism.
right?
They won't dare say Sufism.
Oh, how about this? There was somebody in there talking crazy about Moors aren't Sufis.
No, that's crazy.
Could you just speak on what you know of Sufism? What you've
Okay.
researched, what you found out? If you have a book or something, feel free, you know what I mean, to put it out there. You know what I mean?
That's the question. I want to go get a book, but you can just see. You can remember the Bobby Hemmett. He's credible.
Yeah.
Master teacher.
Yeah, Bobby Emmett's
He
credible.
tells you Sufi just means woolly head one. Well, who's the woolly head guy? Who's your modern Europeans? Jim Carrey is woolly head guy. Who's the woolly head guy? They talking about Moors. Hold on. I got a book. Okay. Is it in this one? It might be in this one. The whole Hindu mystic calendar. It's called the Hindu mystic calendar. That's what they call it. It's really the Moorish calendar. That's what it's right here. Look. It's called same book. The Secret History of the World as laid down by the secret society. Talking about the Moors. The Hindu you can type in this. The Hindu lunar mansions.
The Hindu what?
The Hindu lunar mansions. SIONS.
The Hindu lunar mansions.
It's known as the Moorish Hindu House of the Moon. That's our stuff. This whole thing. It's called the Moorish Hindu House of the Moon.
Let's see what we get. Lunar. Of course, let's check books. See what comes up. It's always something.
So Mark Booth. He goes in on the whole thing. Oh, okay. Here go another one. The Moors were. Okay. I love it. That's my favorite line.
Moors Hindu Pantheon.
page, look, 244. It says, from the point of view of esoteric history, the truth is something pretty nearly the mirror image of this. Okay, I'm gonna run it back. From the point of view of conventional Western history, Europe was besieged by uncivilized Muslims. See, look, even Mark Booth told you, it's a conventional Western history. That's their way of thinking. Europe they tell the story as it like this. Europe was besieged by uncivilized Muslims. That's how they talk. That's how they talk. It says during the later part of the Dark Ages and into the Middle Ages, from the point of view of esoteric history, the truth is something pretty nearly the mirror image of this. The impulses seeded at this time that would grow and transform Europe, indeed the whole human it says, indeed, the whole human race came from Islam. Okay? All right? I don't mean, what do you mean? Sufis is human, right? Sufis is human, right? That came from the Moors. That came from the Moors. The whole human race. The whole human race. That's the planet. Everything on here.
Everything here. Everything here?
Mark Booth.
What more you want? You need more still? You still need more? You still don't need a nationality. With all this, with all these facts being presented, to not want your nationality means that you are either in a Babylonian mind. So you're already done for. There's no even use even coming online trying to get information. You're done for. Either you have a Babylonian mind or you're a dumbass. Because you can't not get this. You can't not get this. You can't. If you don't get this, seriously have some mental problem. You need to go check somebody, check yourself for real, for real.
Yep. The Moors aren't Sufis. That bugs me out.
How the Moors not Sufis?
You can Google Sufi yoga Olmec. Google that. Olmec. The Olmec Sufi. Yeah, they think Africa over there crap. That's like, you guys gotta study, man. It's frustrating sometimes. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? The Olmecs were doing Sufism before these guys were twirling. Before these modern people started twirling, Olmecs was over here doing Sufism. And yoga, meditation, activation of pineal gland, astrology, cosmology, dealing with the cosmic universe. They was already doing all that over here. Been doing it. Before some East, it came from Africa, specifically the East. That's modern European thinking.
Mm-hmm. Nope, and they didn't migrate from no Asia. They've been here. Been here. Again, and just like when we were under the tutelage of Ashraquazi and these people that used to take us to ancient Egypt to show them beating the noses off and the lips off because they didn't want you to know that that was you. And same thing they do with these Olmec statues. Beat the nose off it. Try to distort it in some type of way with their little chisel or whatever to make you not know that it's you. And again, have you abandoned your stuff thinking that it's not yours. Know that they know what's up. The problem is we don't know. Talk crazy like these guys.
Parts of Eastern world, Eastern Hemisphere. Yeah. God converted to we had street Christians. But basically what happened was the Christian church, they were black too. So what they did was they
What? What you mean? What you mean black? What you mean black? But then you're sitting there with the Corsica headband on, talking about black stuff. Realize, look at even with the NBA right now. You see them? They got the Corsica headband on. What do you think that? What do you think that is? They start you think football. They got the Corsica headband on. You think that's just some athletic BS? That's DNA waking people up. Just like when we used to tie a shirt on our head and that was a turban. That wasn't tie a shirt on the head. That was a turban that we were rocking.
Yep. 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 Oh,
ancestors slapping us, trying to make us wake up. We're missing it. Completely missing it that we're Moors. They have the Corsica headband on. Let's just do a little.
Yo, they have it on.
Wearing it.
Remember Jada tied the paper towel around his head?
Yep. All of that.
Bugged me out when you just said what you said. I said, wait a minute. They've been doing it.
Wait a minute.
They've been doing it. Remember, and that reminded me too. Remember them Europeans went to that island and the Moors came out the woods? They had the Corsica around their head too.
Yeah, yeah.
It was green. Venus.
Yep.
I said, those are Moors showing you.
Straight up.
It's this Venus over here too. It's Venus.
Over here, on this side. Not over there.
We know yeah.
Over here. Right, look at it. Corsica. The Moors with the headbands. Tell me that these people aren't Moors? They're playing you and themselves. How are you dressing like Moors? They know where they're Hebrews wearing headbands. You're not finding it anywhere. Tell me it's not the same? You're going to tell me that this is not the same? Really? How is it not the same? How? Come on, stop playing around. This thing is a rap.
I don't know if you want to show him the Nabi one.
Huh? Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Since they're Hebrews. Moses. Sholemash. Translated by Maurice Samuel. What? You need more than that? You really need more than that? Translated by Maurice, M-A-U-R-E-S, Maurice Samuel. What more you want, Hebrews? What more you want? How come a Hebrew guy doesn't translate this? And don't even tell me that he's Hebrew, because his name's Maurice Samuel. F-O-H. F-O-H. Please, F-O-H. Please, F-O-H. Why don't you? Maurice Samuel translated the stuff you talking crazy.
Yep.
You really want more than this? Do you want more?
Yeah,
how much more do we have to give? How much more do we have to give?
No. That's why the prophet said it the best. What do you want me to do? Kill you?
What do you want me to do? Kill you?
What else do you want?
Right? Page 41. Till the day came when he was discovered by the first one, the father of his people Abraham, who was called the Hebrew, because the word signified that he had come from beyond the river and was a stranger in the land where he had settled. Hello? Anybody there? Anybody there?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions for that.
Anybody there? Islam to the Moors that study, right? Okay? For those people who are still playing around like they're not Moors, we're here to let you know that you're actually not Hebrew. You're actually not Hebrew. Right? And then we already know that Moses is Moses, so there's no Moses either, F-O-H. And there's no Abraham because Abraham is the translation of Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew is Abraham.
Yep.
Hebrew is Abraham. And Abraham was the Hebrew. The Hebrew. The Hebrew? Abraham was the Hebrew. Ain't no Hebrew other than Abraham. So who are these people?
Right. And that's not a bloodline. Like he's not a descendant of a Hebrew. It's Hebrew for crossing over.
He's not a descendant of an Israelite.
Right. It's not you get the descendant from your father because of or you get it from your mother. No, that's not even the argument. No. That means to cross over. That don't even mean that was what they called Abraham, Hebrew, for crossing over. That's for this guy, him. That has nothing to do with a descendant of nothing. Nothing. That's not even the conversation. That has nothing to do with nothing. That's fraud. That's modern European thinking. 1500s and thus after.
Oh yeah, and all you 50 people on here, just make sure you send this. If you don't send it to somebody personally, just post it right on your whatever that you got that's called social media. Put this as your status right now. Till the day came when he was discovered by the first one, the father of his people Abraham, who was called the Hebrew, because the word signified that he had come from beyond the river and was a stranger in the land where he had settled. Oh, so he's an immigrant then.
Oh.
The father of the tribes was the first among the children of men to discover that there was but one Spirit, the one Spirit who was the creator of everything in heaven and on earth. The Spirit revealed himself to the Father and made a covenant with him and with his offspring throughout all the generations to be. The Spirit became their God, the one and only God of the people which sprang from Abraham. And this people, which was to multiply and to become in number, like the stars in heaven and like the sands on the seashore, was to issue from Abraham, who was as yet childless at the time of the promise.
I don't know how they deal with that information after that.
Well, here this one. And Abraham, the father of all the tribes, having made this covenant with the unknown God. Thought you guys said stuff is called Yahweh and all that stuff.
Right.
How come no Yahweh is mentioned? How come no God is mentioned? How come they're just a spirit? The spirit became their God. What the hell do you mean by a spirit became your God? Shouldn't God already be something you know about? How's Abraham doesn't even know what God is or whatever? He's chasing after spirits. Spirits became the God, and then these people are trying to tell you that the Moors were Israelites first, and then we converted to Islam. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure I, Self-Law and Master been around before some Yahweh. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I, Self-Law and Master been around before some Jehovah. Since, you know, in order for God to be God, he has to I, Self-Law and Master. If I am the I am, then there's only 3 letters missing. If the supreme force is I am, and the quote is I am the I am, then from Islam, you're only missing 2 letters to complete the I am. To complete the I am, you're only missing SL. And by the covenant which Abraham made with the Spirit, a covenant was created among all his descendants to serve the Spirit, not with death, but with the conduct of their life. Serve the Spirit. I thought that was your God or whatever. Do you have a name? You just calling that stuff Spirit? And again, once you have the Babylonian mind, your consciousness and your mind and your senses and everything's going to be off. So off. So off. There's a lot more. You got anything else to add on with the...
No, because every time I went to go say something, you would say it. I'd be like, yo, this is crazy. I'd be like, yo, every time. Like, they happened like 3 times already. I'd be like, yep. Like, that's what I was about to say.
Set up, Muhammad. Yeah, Muhammad. Right. But he was set up through the Catholic Church. And they was trying to use... What was her name that set it up? Khadijah, yeah. Which is an Israelite woman. Right. Black woman. And they used that Islam to push the Muslims. It was a political move. Help the Muslims, the Arabs, and the Islam so they could get Jerusalem back. Because that's what the whole crusade was about. Yeah, right.
Again, what are you talking about Jerusalem? You don't think it's Jerusalem. That's Jerusalem. And if that's Jerusalem, then that means that comes from ancient Egypt. That's not some Israelite whatever. They're jacking people's stuff, try to claim it. Yeah. Just like they jacked the Moorish headband, try to claim it. Just like they jacked the jalabia, cut the sides up to under the arm. Cut the sides up to underneath the arm. and then call that some Hebrew whatever. Everything they got is Moorish. Down to their God is Moorish.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because European already broke them down. European broke them down. They got Canaanite gods. What did Noble Drew Ali tell us? We're descendants of what? Oh, ancient Canaanites, right? And what did A.A. Rashid tell us? Oh, Canaanites ain't no Europeans. They're Europeans. What do you mean they're Europeans? What cursed what? What do you mean cursed people? Oh, it sounds like people are Bible readers or something like that, and they're chasing that. Doesn't sound like they know history or law.
You had Saracens, and you had these different kings, like what's his name? Not King George. I think it was King George. No, not King George. It was
Those are the signs, huh? That's all the signs.
Yep.
Right? All the signs.
They were just talking crystal clear when they were conversing about what the sisters used to need to do and what the brothers used to do.
Yeah, no stuttering on that. Yeah.
As soon as they dropped that elephant off in the room, and the more, yeah, I know. Elephant big in here.
Elephant big.
Elephant big in here. And it causes a lot of confusion.
Good, Mark. My bad.
No, I'm just, because they can't, it's hard to go with the BS when you mention the word more. Like, nah, man, like, even a regular person, like someone who asks the question, oh, what about the more? Like, they know that, like, they already have some foundation of more.
Yeah.
Like us being Moors and whatnot, they already have that. They just threw it out there just to, let's see what they got to say. But they already have the foundation of, we're Moors. Like, come on. Like, and then my whole thing is, too, what is their point? Like, they're out there to say, what? Like, if they were to follow the Bible, then the brother and the sister wouldn't be going through what they're going through and stuff like that.
Shit, they're going through that because of the Bible.
What is their thing?
Yeah.
Like, because ours is, you got nationality and birthright, and it leads to, rights. Rights you get, constitutional, enforce the Constitution, all of that. Like, what is their thing? Like, because I hear them say, some of them even say, oh, we're not black, we're Hebrew, or whatnot, and I'm like, okay, where does that go? Like, I never heard of no Hebrew treaties, none of that. Like, what does that do? What are you saying? Everything with them goes back to the Bible. As soon as you bring up some treaty stuff, they want to go back to the Bible. But nobody else in the world is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else in the world does that. They're dealing with treaties, international law. Like, Hebrew, fraud, religion stuff, they not, no. And the rest of whoever is going with that, they getting tricked. They getting sold out of their birthright.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is to keep you with this dogma in your head, like, oh, this is something about if we pray hard enough, some guy's gonna come out to the sky and help. No, absolutely not. That's done.
And the new religious game is not bring you into the church or whatever to take your finance, but you're going to them to handle your matters is the new church. The new church is you want a babysitter because you don't handle your own affairs, right? Peace and love. I have this Moor brother claiming that he can get me a nationality card, status correction, name correction, sealed documents, and etc. for 500. But I'm wondering, is he legit? Because the only thing you ever charged me was time. This is a Moor talking to another active Moor. Islam asked the brother how much was his nationality and appellation of the Moor who charged him. LOL. Nationality is free, cannot be bought, sold, or transferred. That's what makes me feel funny about it, because it seems he's more concerned with fiats than being his brother's keeper.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, that's the new church.
500. And just so you know, the Moor was Walter Davis Bate. 500 to go get some stuff that Moor's been doing. Like, why is it this thing of always recreating the wheel? You know how much wheels we got as Moors? You know how much wheels we have as Moors? Yo, we got so much wheels and no engine. It's crazy. We got so much wheels and no door, no seat, no exhaust, no windshield, no roof. But we got wheels.
Yep.
We got wheels crazy.
Yep.
Again, that was part of the Babylon. Have the people confused, don't know what their nationality and birthright is. Don't study. So they rely on people. And then when they rely on people, they get played. And then when they get played, they don't do anything about it. They just let the play happen. And then these people continue doing their BS. They continue doing their BS.
Yep.
You know? It's like this, though it shouldn't be. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
People want church. We don't do church.
People. That's why it's the people.
Right?
I don't even almost blame the guy who's
Can't even blame the sellout.
charging them crazy.
Can't blame the sellout anymore, because they've been doing what they're gonna do. They've been doing what they're gonna do. I can't even blame the sellout anymore. It has to be the incompetence of the people. The people not thinking for themselves is why this stuff is where it is. So, you know, make sure you're taking care of your home or whatever. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because it's crazy out here. It's real crazy out here. It's real crazy out here.
500.
500. Walter Davis Bate.
For something that's 9 out of 10 times is gonna burn a hole in your pocket. You ain't even gonna use it like that. I mean, you can use it, but the colonization we under, like that's how they get a lot of new people.
Yeah.
You know, like first coming into the information, because like you said, we got so many wills, and as soon as you said that, back to that video you posted before, the A.A. Rashid. That video, he was talking about all of this in 2002.
Yo, crazy.
He was talking about, oh, Moors is already blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yo, they was doing this in 2002? I didn't know that. Like, Moors been, so many wills. They already did that.
So much stuff been done by Moors already. And Moors trying to play now like they're doing something. You're not doing nothing. It's been done. We're Moors. Like, what the hell are you talking about? How about uplift the people, opposed to, you know, use a nationality card at the airport to show that you can get on a plane so you can sell more cards? That's not what this is about. Like, Moors been got on their plane with a nationality card. It's not nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
Moors been had their own plates and stuff like that. This is not some new stuff because you found it out today. Moors have been exercising this birthright. Moors haven't been, you know, going nuts with charging people 500. Moors haven't been doing that. That's new. because that is madness. That is not something that used to be going on. When we came into getting this information, there was very select few people selling packages. Very select few. Like, you knew who those people are. There's like 2 people selling packages or something.
Oh, wow.
There was no people selling packages because it was closed door. Nobody was messing with the Moors like that unless they wanted to learn. You know what I mean? It was only Moors calling Moors out to do lectures or whatever. It wasn't no black guys calling Moors to do no lectures.
Okay.
Now
Real quick.
You go to, yeah, go ahead, Moore.
I just want to ask you this, because you said there was only 2 websites that was charging like that. But like, okay, when you were around, how many temples were on the internet that you knew of back then when you first came in? Like, when you started searching around, how many temples did you see that were active on the internet or whatnot?
Well, the one that brought us in they had their site. Bratton Bay and them had a site.
Yep.
Hopkins Bay and them had a site. There was a few, but it wasn't like it wasn't flooded with info. It was just a site so that you could know that they exist or whatever. It shows the dates or whatever. Have a little, maybe like a 4 tabs or something. It was nothing like websites you go on today, where you can get info upon info and links, and it wasn't like that. It was just basic info. You know what I mean? Picture of Noble Juali, some pictures, maybe some excerpts of some of the, but it was more like just a promo page, commercial for the temple, not necessarily a website like that, and I'm sure there was a few more, but it wasn't flooded like it is today. Yeah.
It just seemed like, like it wasn't as much. Like when I first started looking, it was just like you said, it was there, but not like it is now. Like it's like you can type in more,
and temples
pop up.
Yeah,
like when you did it before,
yeah,
you had to dig around, scroll down.
Yeah, you had to look for
around and find it.
You had to look for it. You weren't just putting in more and stuff is coming up. That definitely wasn't happening in 2008. No way. No way. Like how it is now? No way.
Right. That's what I'm trying to ask.
No, it wasn't like
for
that.
A new person coming in today, they just type in more.
Because
all of this stuff comes up.
Yeah. Well, see and I think too, a lot of it back then was limited to what the person knew that was looking. So if you didn't know to look for a Mexam, that's not coming up as a random search under more. Whereas it'll come up now. You know what I mean? It'll come up relative. You know what I'm saying? So there was a reconditioning of people over time.
Right.
But then they were just using the people's research in order to build their, keyword whatever and all that. Because now they use that now. You didn't use that before. You weren't putting in more Amexam and pulling up stuff. Like that'll just be what you know. You know what I mean? So obviously with time, more things gets put on there and all that stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was quiet. It was quiet. Unless you could call up a more or whatever and get some info, you weren't just going and finding it out. You're just getting the basic picture of Noble Juali, some of his writings or whatever, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's when we went to the temple and we got hit up with what this is about. It wasn't from it wasn't from online, because that's really how it was. Like, you had to go to get it. You weren't gonna get it just going online and think that you got it. You know what I mean? Like, that concept wasn't even there. That was the same thing. Like, you know, if you go research, you go to the library. You don't go online to research. Like, that's just not how. It just didn't go like that. Well, yo, I'm gonna go study. All right, go to the library. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna use the internet, I'm gonna use it there. I'm not gonna use it at home where I don't got any books or whatever. You know? Like I'm saying, like, we go to the library, we have books piled up around us. People think we're nuts. Like, what are you guys studying or whatever? Now, we just found out about this Moorish stuff. We're just researching. Like, wow, okay, well, you know, good luck or have fun or whatever. You know what I mean? There was no quick fix. You know what I mean? Like, you had to go kill your goat, skin your goat, gut your goat. You know what I mean? Like, cut it up into pieces and all that stuff. You're not just going to get that in the white container with the rice and the gravy and you're like, yeah, I got me some goat. Nah. You had to go chase him, put a rope around or whatever. You had to go do it. You had to actually perform. You know what I mean? So, and it was better that way because you got more out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to like, even when I'm working on some of the books and stuff like that, and, you know, taking it back to those ones, going to the library to go research. You know, like, you still do that today. Still, once in a while, yeah. You go hit up that library spot and just pull some stuff, see what, you know what I mean? Take an hour, sit in there for a bit, you know. Not real. There's a lot more. You got anything else right there on your medi?
No, I just had to ask. I had to ask that because I wanted the people to see, like, you know, it's different now.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
way
mean?
different.
It's big time different.
It's different. It's different.
Like, the whole, like, I'm still, you know, like you said, like, a Mexican example you used. Like, I remember typing that in, nothing come up. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Like, I remember, there wasn't no Mexican websites. Now there's all types of a Mexican, like, I'm like, there was none of this. None of this. A lot of brand new stuff that because that's why I was like, well, but I'm a little newer. I'm newer in the grand sheet, of course, but that's why I asked your point of view, like, and you're like, nah, it was a couple of tabs you can click. Like, yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, yo,
like,
trust me,
that was it.
Wasn't until we went. You know what I mean? When we went back then, that's definitely something about during that time that, you know, when we actually, you know, were face to face with, you know, Alim and Kadira and you know, Obashango, you know, before the locks. You know what I mean? And building with them on some levels on the one-on-one. You know? Like, on the one-on-one.
Yeah.
It was way different than the online whatever. You know, the frequency was definitely stronger. Frequency was definitely stronger. Now it's a weak frequency because you have to surf through so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Before you get the headbanger, like, you know what I mean? Unless you're Moors who know how to study already. If somebody's just coming in at Moors and they're trying to find the amount of BS that they're gonna have to sift through before they get to, like, a real nugget, crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because again, you can hear, yo, there's a lecture or whatever, and just go to the lecture, and then you have the master teacher right there. You're not waiting for uploads or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know that the lecture is gonna happen. If the lecture didn't happen, somebody got tapes. You know what I mean? That they're transferring tapes or DVDs or whatever. So at least, you know, you can get, you know, it wasn't like these people with their you know, go to a lecture and then they put on their phone, they record for 2 minutes and then take it off.
Yep.
You know, oh well, I gotta save my battery for that. So why you even give me 2 minutes then? Like, why even put your damn thing on?
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless it's for some promotion or whatever, or your ego. You know what I mean? That ego jumping in again. Want to be somebody. Oh yeah, I had my camera on when I was there and I got, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, everybody too quick to push record before they fact check.
And like you said, they're even, because I remember when you first used to watch the Taj videos, the first Taj videos be like 3-4 hours long.
Yeah, yo.
Now they done chop down. You can get a Taj video in 30 seconds.
Yep.
Like from an old video from back in the day. You're like, yo, this video was like 5 hours long. I remember this.
Right.
It was like, it done been chopped down. I'm like, where's the 4-hour whole lecture?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you used to, when you first came in back then, you know, you had to sit through that whole thing. You have to sit
through those ones, yep.
And watch it over and over and over, like that same one.
Right.
Over and over
that same one over and over and over. Now, what, 30 minutes or whatever like that, they get in something and they think they got something in 30 minutes. You put in a 2-hour, 3-hour nature or whatever, get your head bust open. An old one, you know what I mean? 07, 06, 05, when they were active, like active. Like active that people would be terrified to do some stuff what they were doing back in 06, 07. Terrified, like no way are we gonna do that, which is how they got a lot of their flack. Because like they're saying they're more Science Temple and they're suing police department and stuff like that. 06, they're suing police. And more Science Temple, they were saying, hey, that's not what we don't go against the government and all this type of BS. Which again, why they said, oh yeah, you guys playing that BS? All right, Great Seal, more Science Temple. Now what? Now what? You want to play around. Yeah, but keep in mind, we'll close out with this. Babylon, in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. The Babylon state of consciousness worships gold, and unless you accept its commercial customs, it will put you in the fiery furnace of persecution. Watch out for these commercial customs.
Yeah.
File or whatever, lean on or whatever. Right? Watch those commercials. That's all the Babylon mindset. Nationality card to get taxes off, and that's all. That ain't nothing. Like we said, every jurisdiction where I go, I just use my nationality card just to see. I mean, hey, I'm not from here, but I'm from here. Let's see if this works here. No issues. Oh, indigenous, oh, what's the number for the whatever? Bam, 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 put that in, bam, no problem. Anywhere? You know, you go on camera with that every time to show people, like, what the hell are you talking about? That ain't nothing. Taxes off ain't nothing. Somebody accepting your nationality card as identification, that ain't nothing. You know, the CMB, the Jew bringing you to the vault and telling you take whatever you want, that's something. The noble Jew Ali, European, coming to the temple or whatever. Hey, where's that little man that used to be around here? Oh my gosh, he transitioned or whatever. European dropped to his knees, bawling his eyes out because noble Jew Ali saved him millions when the stock market crashed. So that's the level we have to be at with this. Not that we have some papers and now we're the sultan of whatever. We're the prime minister because we have a nationality, and these people are dumb Negroes. They don't want their nationality, but you know, because we know we can use our nationality card to, you know, do whatever. We're gonna put that on camera and upload it so that we could show people that, look, see, we could do the stuff, and then you're telling them 500. Crazy. That's insane. And like Noble Drew Ali said, those are not Moors but robbers. Watch for these people.
Right.
They are not playing around. Watch for them. This is a one and one and one and one and all of that. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide, wherever the Moors are at. Islam to you. Islam, Moor, you got any closeout?
Yeah, give thanks, Grand Sheik,
Find something for these
for your
brothers.
platform, man. Give thanks. Islam to the Moors in the chat. You know, it's Islam, Grand Sheik, Islam. So give thanks to the Prophet. You know, honor to Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Islam.
Islam, Moors. Well, this is our first crack at it, so we'll see how it goes.
This is in the movie. Go get this movie. I ain't chic.
Hey yo, this is straight up for all them niggas out there fronting on some bullshit in the beginning. Fuck that.
Most talk rock when they talk on wax. Mr. Talk crap and rap should walk on tax. Doing a song about Kobe, what's wrong with Shaq? Co-MVP acceptor, what's wrong with Shaq? Saw the title, wonder what's wrong with Mike. Lesbian sold the arm, what's wrong with Dice? What's wrong today, what's wrong yesterday? What's wrong with truth, liars got nothing to say. Spirits and bottles is what's wrong with booze. No code of the streets is what's wrong with crews. Too much bias is what's wrong with news. It's not the same leather is what's wrong with shoes. I could get shot is what's wrong with blues. Knowledge as a nationality is what's wrong with Jews. You're not Spanish, it's what's wrong with Negro. You're brown, it's what's wrong with black people. No energy is what's wrong with money. It's just paper and life's currency. They're not disciplined is what's wrong with youths. Safe sex taught is what's wrong with schools. Babies having babies pulling out their hair. But he's the man of the house in a baby chair. Following hits is what's wrong with thugs. You're killing people is what's wrong with selling drugs. What's wrong with man? What's wrong with maps? That's not hip hop is what's wrong with rap. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? You're messing with swine and bird that give the flu. They give the virus and got no cure. Got you taking bait with no law. I'm the white man. What's wrong with y'all? Niggas are monkeys. We think it's stall. Blacks are deaf people, and that's a fact with no volition. Is why they act the way they do. Think backwards and forward too. Pioneer clothes, that's why you have an awkward view. What's wrong with me? I chill with Jupiter and Esau. Who's more conscious than calling black people? What's wrong with crack? It's not evil. Midnight lane against the pyramid, just the ego. Through deception, we still suffer slavery. When accent's over, don't say maybe. It's old line, slavery is alive and well. Why not honor our foreparents is why we fell. No man is able to change my descent unless beyond God is Allah, his hand extends. The great sin to us is nationality, and failure to claim a nationality. How far do the effects of great sin go? Down the rabbit hole, walking on gold brick roads. Patriot Euros using our common law to call a birthright being taught in the lodge. Your culture was stolen in 1492. You went from being Aladdin to nigga Abu. It's a cartoon watching fairs, and you got your mom